Saint Joseph, husband of Mary and father of Jesus, is beyond equivocation one of our most revered saints. But St. Matthew's Gospel gives us something of a problem. When Joseph found Mary was with child, as the expression is, and knowing that he was not the father, Joseph, quote, since he was a righteous man yet unwilling to expose Mary to shame, decided to divorce her quietly, unquote. So what do we think of St. Joseph here? Was he suspicious of Mary, or might he have been amazed but confused by what was going on? Or did he so honor Mary that he wanted to say to her, "Depart from me, for I am a sinful man"? Joseph, suspicious, stupefied, or so in awe of his wife that he had to step away and be a martyr to his own needs. Which is it? What do we make of this? Let's explore this and find out that Joseph is indeed a hero. Stay tuned. Over the centuries, Christianity has meditated on this problem in Matthew's Gospel. Chapter 1, verse 19 says, Joseph, her husband, since he was a righteous man, yet unwilling to expose her to shame, decided to divorce her quietly. Now, one way to look at this is to boil down an almost 2,000-year history of reflections into three different solutions of this problem. The first theory might be called the suspicion theory. Here, St. Joseph, seeking to preserve Mary from the stoning called for under the law, intends to divorce her, to send her away. And a footnote here is that the Greek word translated as divorce also means send away. Under this theory, Joseph lets Mary get out of town and presumably pick up her life in a place where she would not be known as the woman who was unfaithful to her husband Joseph. This Joseph, a righteous man, which means a man observant of the law, nevertheless wanted to safeguard Mary from death. Regardless of Joseph's suspicions, he could not cooperate in physical harm to this woman he had intended to spend the rest of his life with. Even if we grant Joseph, though, credit for seeking to avoid bloodshed, even if we have Joseph resisting the harshness of the law, still, to me, this theory makes Joseph a good man, certainly, but at this point in the story, I don't know that we would call him a moral giant. Now, a second interpretation that we could use would be what you could call the Stupefaction Theory. In this view, St. Joseph naturally is unable to understand and process what he is confronting. He does not doubt Mary, but still, he does not know what to do. This theory would place Joseph in the mindset of not wanting to harm his wife, Mary, certainly, but also not wanting to get in the way of whatever huge mystery was playing out before him. Joseph can see that something enormous is happening, and his solution is to get out of the way of whatever that might be. Now, third, there is the Reverence Theory, and this is the theory that I want to embrace and urge you to consider as fruitful for yourselves. It's a theory that is compatible with the great honor we've traditionally given to Joseph. In this view, Joseph's desire to divorce Mary, Joseph's motivation here actually becomes a thing of beauty. Joseph has no doubts about Mary, knows that she is holy and precious to God, and is a devoted servant of the Lord. And Joseph, seeing that awesome things were happening before him, things so awesome that they had to be of God, Joseph wanted to remove himself from the situation. This Mary to whom he was wed was obviously so filled with the Lord's grace that Joseph, in his mind, necessarily had to step away. Joseph put Mary on a pedestal, and rightly so. Realistically so, Mary is on that pedestal. Joseph revered her glory and it humbled him. He was prepared to forego his relationship with his wife so as to allow her to carry out whatever divine mystery was afoot. It's akin to Peter's words to Jesus, "Depart from me, Lord, for I am a sinful man." And so too does Joseph seek to remove himself from the scene. We might also recall the Roman centurion with similar words to Jesus, "Lord, I am not worthy that you should enter under my roof." Under the Reverence Theory, St. Joseph emerges as the truly great saint that he is. Totally self-denying, totally humble, he thought the better course was to allow God to work the divine plan. Joseph sees his wife as the great one that she is, and his solution was to withdraw no matter the cost to himself, no matter the loneliness, no matter the crushed plans of his life. Now, of course, St. Joseph is also totally obedient. Joseph changed course when the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, "Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary, your wife, into your home. For it is through the Holy Spirit that this child has been conceived in her. She will bear a son, and you are to name him Jesus, because he will save his people from their sins." And as we know, when Joseph awoke, he did as the angel of the Lord had commanded him and took his wife into his home. This humble obedience to the impossibly glorious thing that was happening with Mary, this willingness to safeguard his wife and the child, his putting Mary's interests before his own, despite Joseph's belief that he was unworthy, all of this establishes Joseph as one of the greatest saints in all of human history. He was the father of Jesus, teacher of him, the one who guided him from infancy, childhood, into adulthood. And he surrendered himself. He martyred his own interests so as to protect all of this. Now, if you've derived any benefit from this, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, but it keeps us closer connected so that you can be notified of the next video that comes out. In the comments below, if you have any thoughts on this, I would love to hear them. Let me know which your theory is the favorite for you. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next video.